Hello, this is the luckiest maths teacher in the world. Thank you so much for tuning into this video in which we will look at the volume and surface area of a cylinder. So because a circle is not a polygon because it doesn't have actually any sides, technically a cylinder is not a prism, but for all intents and purposes, it is a prism. We can find the volume of this cylinder in the same way we would for a prism. You just find the area of the base and times it by the height. Of course, the area of a circle is just pi r squared. So that's how you find the volume of a cylinder. What about the surface area? Well, if you take a cylinder like this and deconstruct it into a net, what you have are two circles and a rectangle. So for this cylinder here, it has two circles with diameter 10 centimeters and it has a rectangle. So the length of the rectangle is 20. It's the same as the height of the cylinder. But it turns out this side here is going to be the same as the circumference of the circle. So in this case, the circumference of the circle is just 10 pi. So again, here for surface area of this cylinder, we're assuming it's closed. If it didn't have a top, we'd have to take away one of the circles. So a cylinder is two circles plus what's called its lateral surface, the curved surface that goes around, which is actually a rectangle. You can see it yourself. Start with a rectangular piece of paper. You can easily curve it around to make a cylinder. So how are we going to find here its surface area? Well, its surface area is just going to be the sum of the two circles. So there's two of them. 2 pi, remember it's radius squared rather than diameter squared. And then it's going to be 10 times pi times 20. So putting that in our calculator, we get about 785.4 centimeters squared. So how could we do this for a general cylinder? Well, it turns out the total surface area for any cylinder, we just did 2 pi r squared. So that's two circles, one at the top, one at the bottom. And this lateral surface here, it has a width of the circumference of the circle. The circumference of the circle at the top and the bottom is 2 pi r, and then the length of that rectangle is just h. This is the formula for total surface area of a cylinder. It is the two circles plus the lateral surface. The lateral surface is circumference of the circle, 2 pi r, times the height of the prism. So the volume of this cylinder is a lot more straightforward. It is just pi times radius squared times by the height. It is the area of the base times the height, because cylinders, even though not technically prisms, they essentially function as prisms. So putting that on our calculator, we get about 1570.8 centimeters cubed. Remember, that means it will hold 1570.8 milliliters, so it's about 1.5 liters. All right, let's now look at a harder problem. A cylindrical tank of water holds 1 gigaliters of water. It's 10 meters high. Calculate its diameter. So firstly, we need to know that 1 gigaliter is actually 1 million liters. The problem is, though, we're given a length in meters, and this is in units of capacity. So we're going to need to convert this to meters cubed. So remember that there are 1,000 liters in a meter cubed. So if I want to convert this to meters cubed, I need to divide by 1,000. When you're going from a smaller to a larger unit, you always divide. There are less or fewer of the larger unit. So 10 to the power of 6, a million divided by 1,000 is 1,000. 1 gigaliter is 1,000 meters cubed. So this cylindrical water tank has a volume of 1,000 meters cubed. So we're looking to find its diameter. And as we know, if we want to find a side length like a diameter, we start off by writing the formula and substituting in everything that we know. So we know that the volume here is 1,000 meters cubed, and we know that the height here is 10. So we want these two numbers we've substituted in to be the same units. We've got meters and meters cubed. All right, let's go ahead and solve this. So we will divide each side by 10. And we get 100 is pi r squared. So to get r by itself, what we need to do is divide by pi. That gets rid of the pi. And then we need to square root to get r by itself. So if we put that on our calculator, we get about 5.64 meters. So that is the radius, but the question asked us for the diameter, so we simply double that. So if we double that, we get about 11.3 meters for the diameter. Diameter, always double the radius. All right, thank you so much for tuning into this video. This has been the luckiest maths teacher in the world. Have a great day.